to let you know that our destinies are intertwined in a way My name is Yakubu, his name is Gowon. And so if you see us working together harmoniously, you can understand that it was destined from wherever it came from. I stood very proudly in this very venue and decorated him as the chairman committee of vice chancellors of Nigerian universities. And I feel very nostalgic being here today to address this august body on another matter. The principal officers of this great university, my national president, an erudite academic and administrator in his own right, the deputy national president, the global president, and the representative of the awardees, distinguished chapter chairmen from all over Nigeria. Vice Chancellor, sir, one of the things that makes this body tick is that any time we meet anywhere in Nigeria, the representation comes from across the country. So Niger Delta is not too far, neither is Ibadan, neither is Oka or Ebonyi. We always come and provide solidarity for our members. I'm going to make quick work because the Vice Chancellor, of course, as you know, a Vice Chancellor in the Nigerian university system wears a lot of caps. And he's sitting here today pressed for time, but says he will do us the honors to listen to this speech. So I will make quick work of it so that he can excuse us for other engagements. I'm going to talk on a topic that is close to my heart, which is the nexus between students' experience that translates into gift-giving and social investments in our university system. I'm going to explore some ideas for harnessing alumni relationship for development. And basically what I want to do is to ask us as alumni to engage in and apply critical thinking to an old problem, and that is the problem of engagement. How do we catalyze the latent potentials that are inherent in our systems to see how we can add value to our universities? How can we apply disruptive thinking processes that has been ongoing in the last 25 years to contribute to transforming our institutions? And we look at three key areas, which is that of students' experience. How does the experience of a student within a university system translate at the end of the day to his capacity to give to his university? You know, and in addition to how do we move from gift giving to transactional relationships within the context of what I refer to as the alumni economy and the crowdfunding of such projects that arrive from that alumni economy. In the first part of this paper, I give an explanation of what social investment is and what crowdfunding is. These are things that we should all understand and know what they mean in their simplest of terms. Social investment is a type of investment. It's also called impact investment, where the return on investment is calculated at a maximum of 7%. So anything between 1% and 7% is calculated as a social investment. You are doing that with the social value that you place on that investment, not so much as the commercial value. And crowdfunding is able to use the power of numbers to drive, to contribute, either in form of equity or in form of profit, to any investment that is available. These two concepts have in the last 30 years caught on and have spread all over the world. So much so that the global value of investments from crowdfunding and social impact is running into several billions of United States dollars. So the point we're trying to make today is that within the context of our universities, are we able to leverage on the alumni economy? Because the university ecosystem is an economic system in its own right. The Vice Chancellor has just told you that Niger Delta University has applied for a license to build and operate a modular refinery. That is a major investment in so right. How many universities can wake up and say they want to go into that type of investment? We know that a lot of our universities are leveraging on low-hanging fruits. They are making pure water, they are running hotels, they are making bread, they are running transport services. And we are saying that given the type of capacity that our universities have, and especially where they leverage with the capacity that our alumni members have, they should be able to take these investment opportunities to a much significant level. So, in the paper work that will be circulated, we've used examples of the alumni of other major universities in other parts of the world, the likes of Stanford University, that essentially built what is now referred to as Silicon Valley. It is graduates from Stanford University that laid the foundation of what is now Silicon University. So much so that when you aggregate the quantum of investments from Stanford alumni and you put all of that together, they will be the 7th largest economy in the world from just one university. And we believe that that type of capacity exists in our own university system if we get our fundamentals right. Now, the proposal which I have here, which I'm going to share with you, is for our alumni associations to attempt a transition from gift giving to a crowd-funded social investment that will drive a plethora of economic activities within the university ecosystem. And at the heart of this proposal is student experience. A substantial element of alumni relations is driven by the student's experience while on campus. Did that 18-year-old who came to your university, who came to Niger Delta University, did he enjoy his or her time in the university? Were they lonely or had to worry over financial pressures? Did they graduate with the qualifications that they came for? Were they equipped to get a job at the end of their academic journey? What was their state of mental well-being upon graduation? Did they suffer from academic pressures, loneliness, sexual harassment, ethnic discrimination and hate crimes, cultism, insecurity and insurgency, cyberbullying, etc.? In all of this, what type of support was offered by the university? Any student who was at the short end of the above will hardly be disposed to supporting his or her alma mater. You agree with me? I remember at the University of Calabar, I counseled one of my students who, by the time I taught her, she was in her 300 level. And you could see that she was moving out in the days. And she was not taking her studies seriously. Her grades were slipping. She was from a very good family, and I was wondering what was wrong with her. Her father was a high court judge. And then she broke down and said, in her 100 level, she came in October, and by the second semester of the 100 level, she fell prey into somebody, a young man who professed that he loved her. So one night, she lost her virginity. She became pregnant. She got venereal disease and ended up doing an abortion from one night encounter. And that scarred her for life. And so she was moving around the university completely lost. So you expect that type of person to now join the alumni association and say, come and contribute to the alumni. Will she do it? She will not, because the experience that she had from that university is a very bad one. So it is important that university administrators also understand that these 18-year-olds that are coming and graduating as 22, 23 years old, it is that experience that they prefer that will translate into whether they will be strong alumni of that university or not. Now, if they are strong alumni of the university, we then propose that rather than call on them every time to come and donate, come and contribute, come and give something to the university, let us look at the ecosystem and let the alumni associations themselves organize that ecosystem to serve as an investor feedstock and take a project, a big project like the refinery that you have mentioned. In my own case, we are pushing a proposal to the University of Calabar to build a students' village that will be a mixed type of accommodation using crowdfunding as the model, whereby chapters of the Alumni Association, individuals and groups, set mates, class of 77, class of 79, and all those things can come together and buy equity, within that investment proposal to build hostels, short-term accommodation, luxury parks, and all the works within the university. For those of you who know the Nigerian property market, will know that it is in the last 15 years that what we refer to as joint venture projects within for property development has taken hold. So you have land, you don't have money. So you partner with somebody who has money but doesn't have land, and you work out an arrangement, and at the end of the day, there's some equity sharing. So you have built 10 houses. The man who brought the money will take 5 or 6. You that had the land and didn't have the money to develop it for the past 15 years, you now have 4 houses that you can have to show that there's something on this land. It's the same model that we have used at the level of the Committee of Vice Chancellors. Land that was allocated to the committee to build its headquarters in 1993 by Jeremiah Hosseini. We couldn't raise money to build anything. And we went into a JV investment. And it is that JV investment that translates to us now building our headquarters and building about 30 luxury apartments that we are going to give to, that are going to be sold to our members. So we are asking us to become creative, to think out of the box, to think within the context of the holistic university of environment and put the numbers together. The other parts of this paper are a bit complicated, but like I said, I will share the paper so that you can see how that portfolio and process works, as it were. How we can break down the value of that investment, how we can develop the terms of offer, and if fully subscribed and if fully driven, using a robust social media campaign, we should be able to raise money to develop our institutions and build an economic base out of it. We should be able to also incentivize our members so that the university knows that the members are also enjoying certain benefits arising from what they are doing here. So, Mr. Chairman, like I said, I'm laying the thing out in a very simplistic manner, and then the paper will really delve on what we're supposed to understand and take home. And I hope I've been able to challenge you to apply what I refer to as critical thinking to unlock opportunities within our ecosystem that can be exploited to help sustain the university system. The numbers and economic fundamentals suggest that we have a lot to achieve and a lot to gain if we tow the alumni economic path. Nigeria currently has 219 universities, made up of 111 private universities and 108 public ones. It has a combined population of nearly 3 million persons, made up of students, staff, and the extended community. Nigerian universities are the largest owners of real estate after states and federal government. Combined, we generate about $500 billion annually worth of goods and services. And more importantly, Nigerian universities possess a strong knowledge pool, enjoy tremendous goodwill, and are a ripe pool for various types of investments. The clarion call is for us to promote the type of thinking amongst our constituents. The phase of marketization of services that, like I mentioned, such as operating guest houses, running bookshops, operating bottled water plants, campus shuttle services, microfinance banks, and other low-hanging fruits to generate revenue internally should now be replaced by more aggressive forms of business that draws on our creative intellect and operations in a knowledge-driven economy and society. In an era where corporate gifting has declined considerably and general donor fatigue persists, universities can use crowdfunding to mobilize funds for small and large projects, from municipal services to research to market ideas and other creative ventures. As Anita Strajuna, the Director of Alumni Relations at Riga Technical University in Latvia, puts it, and I quote, "Alumni relations is a long-term investment. If we started last year, it wouldn't be the alumni rushing with their donations this year. We have to be friend raisers before we can be fund raisers. There's virtually no limit to how we can apply our creativity in crowdfunding. End of quote. All we need to do is to think smart, think alternatives, think efficiency, think innovation, and think in 3 dimensions, and also to think virtually. By so doing, we can be rest assured that sustaining the future of the university system in Nigeria will be well thought out and did not cause us any fear. Thank you and good afternoon.